morning, folks, and welcome back to Bougie Comfort Food. I'm your hostess, Mary Landry, and today we're going to be filming 2 episodes. And as y'all know, we do things a little bit in advance of when they get posted. So today is actually Christmas morning for us, and I thought I would show you how to make an omelet the easy way. And we're also going to have bacon today and biscuits with our breakfast. So it's going to be a humdinger of a breakfast because, I mean, it's Christmas. Come on. So let's start out. I've got my bacon all laid out, and my oven is up to 375. Now, when you're baking bacon, the trick is 375 for 15 to probably 25, 30 minutes. It depends on how crisp you like your bacon and how well your oven works. So, I'm fixing to put in my bacon. And in addition to my bacon, I'm throwing in some frozen biscuits because I'm already going whole hog on making an omelet. So we're just going to throw those in there. We're going to give them a 25-minute timer because the biscuits take 25 minutes in my oven. And the bacon, because I like crisp bacon, and unfortunately I'm cooking it, so everybody's got to eat it my way. So we're going to do those for 25 minutes as well. Now let's get started on this omelet. We're going to make today, I've got some peppers and onions I had left over from doing fajitas. And I have some mushrooms that if I don't use them, they're going to go bad, and I don't like throwaway food. And I'm going to make a 6-egg omelet. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, why don't you just do a 2-egg omelet? It's easier and it's no muss, no fuss. But I'm going to show you the trick when you like both sides of your omelet cooked. Now, some people will make an omelet, cook it until the underside starts to get brown a little bit, and then they'll just put their vegetables and cheese and everything on top of it and be done with it. Me personally, I like it fully done. I don't want any raw egg. So, I'm a little funny about eggs. Okay, so our first step, I put my peppers and my onions in the freezer when we did the fajitas. I had a little bit left over, so I threw them in the freezer. We're going to put them into a saucepan, a skillet. And this one's actually a little deeper than what's good for eggs, but I use it anyway. And we're going to put our peppers and onions. They're still frozen. You can see they're a big old clump in the bag, but it's going to be okay. They're going to break up. And they're all nicely separated out. Ooh, smells so good. They look terrible, but they smell great. So, we're going to do those. And we're going to put some mushrooms in here. I'm putting it up on medium-high heat because I want those peppers and onions to start thawing. And I'm going to go ahead and throw my mushrooms in there too because they take a little while in the skillet. And like I said, I got mushrooms that are going to go bad if we don't do something with them. So there's going to be some chicken soon, I'm pretty sure. I just got to get me some more spinach when the stores open up tomorrow. All right, so let's set those off to the side. And please excuse the mess on my back counter today. Y'all know usually my back counter looks pretty. But today, if you knew what was in all those pans and Tupperwares, you'd be like, ooh, because I've got brownie nom-noms and gluten-free chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter fudge. And yes, ma'am, yes, sir, we are going to be making those soon for the channel, so you'll be able to see the whole process. And that peanut butter fudge is so easy, a 5-year-old can make it. Trust me. All right, so let's get back to this omelet. So while we're letting that just kind of percolate and start thawing and getting its juices going, we're going to take 6 eggs. I put enough milk where I can see it in between the eggs. That is my trick to fluffy omelets. See how you can see enough milk in between those eggs? That's your trick. Because milk makes eggs fluffy. So we're just going to scramble them up. Now you could add salt and pepper at this point, or any other seasoning you choose. You can put dill in it. Dill's lovely with eggs. But I'm just going for classical omelets. So since we got enough going on in our filling, we're going to have peppers and mushrooms and onions and cheese in our filling. So I'm not going to zhuzh up my eggs too much. So we're going to let those sit. And we're going to take a look over here and see how our vegetables are coming. Now, like I said, those peppers and onions are frozen. You can buy peppers and onions frozen and throw them in there. It's fine. You know, I just happen to have some left over from my fajita seasonings. So I just figured we'll just throw those in an omelet and make it good today. Now look, when it starts to soften a little bit, just kind of wiggle it. And you can get them, see how they're just falling apart now? I just wanted enough to break that ice on them. You could also have put them in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to break them up. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted them to kind of stay a little less cooked so that when I saute them, they'll taste good. Now, I'm not positive whether or not I put fajita seasoning on this, and if I did, well, we're going to have some good omelets. But anyway, there's not any meat in this omelet today because we're making bacon. And remember, that was $3.75 for 15 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven and your choice of doneness for those bacon pieces. Now, I have pretty thin cut bacon, and remember, if you've got thick cut bacon, it's going to take longer. But that is a way that little kids can help you make bacon. You just, mom and dad, just get it out of the oven for them. So if we have little bears, that's a way to cook bacon. That's a little safer than it popping up from the saucepan, from the frying pan at you. So, now I did put about a 1/4 cup of olive oil, maybe 1/8 of a cup, maybe 2 tablespoons. But I put a good bit of olive oil because I knew I had a lot of veggies to do. Now, I like to use olive oil on my vegetables. It just kind of maintains their vegginess. But if you don't like olive oil, that's okay. You can use regular cooking oil. You can use butter. Any of those are a good option. All right. So like I said, my peppers and onions won't take very long because they were in the freezer. And once you freeze something, it softens it automatically. That's why we did that with the cabbage that you're going to see on New Year's. So if you missed that episode, go back and check cabbage rolls. Those are made with ground beef and ground pork. Ooh, and they were good. And we're going to have them again on New Year's, because that's how good they were. And like I said, I'm going to show you all the little tricks and tips I've got along the way. Now, you can hear that's coming up to a nice little sizzle in my pan. So it won't take too long. Once our mushrooms start getting soft, that's pretty much the time to pull it out. But look at that, folks. Woo! Good stuff in that pan. These are going to be some kicking omelets. Now, you could make omelets any way you want to. This is kind of like a Denver omelet, although I don't use green peppers. And you could put tomato slices in your omelet. You can put spinach and mushrooms in there. That's really good. I make all kind of omelets. I've even made steak omelets. Those are pretty good. You can put sausage in them. But my wife always tells me she has trouble flipping omelets. So I decided today on Christmas morning, I'm going to show everybody how to flip an omelet the easy way. Now, our veggies are really getting it now. So we are almost ready to pull them out of the skillet. Now when we go to pull them out of the skillet, let me get me a bowl here. I'm just going to throw them into a bowl once we're done cooking. And when it gets time, I'm going to put them inside that omelet with some cheese and all kind of good stuff. But I'm going to show it all to you today, so never fear. I hope that everybody has a good Christmas today, and that you have a good Christmas, because you'll be seeing this one after Christmas. But I hope everybody had a great Christmas with their family, or whatever you celebrate on December 25th, even if it's just another day of the week to you. And if you didn't get a chance to be with family, or if family's far flung for you, I understand. I hope you at least got to talk to them. I got to talk to both of my sons yesterday, and they both called me and wished me a Merry Christmas, and went down and spent time with Miss Kathy and Mr. Joe's, Miss Kathy's sister, and the whole family that is here in Texas. And that was nice. They are always such lovely people. And they're always so sweet to me, even though they barely know me. They only see me at holiday time. But they were all very sweet. And they were playing Family Feud and a bunch of other games and just having a good time. So we had a good Christmas Eve dinner. And today we're headed out to Miss Kathy and Mr. Joe's house. And we're going to eat Christmas lunch with them and even more of the family today. So it's going to be a wild day. Wild day. All right, my veggies have pretty much gotten to that point. Got all that mushrooms and peppers and onions. When you know that they are done, you see my onions in here have gotten kind of brown and golden. That's what you want. And see, everything's still got a little bit of life to it. It's not just a big soggy mess. Alright, so we're going to scoop those off into a bowl very carefully so we don't land it all over our cabinet. Oop, the mushroom got away. That's okay. We'll throw it back in the bowl. My cabinets are clean. But, like I said, we're going to film oatmeal peanut butter chocolate chip cookies today for you guys, in addition to this one that we're throwing at you. But like I said, I know some people just don't have a hang on omelets, and we're going to show you how to do it. Now you can see the color of my eggs is a very light yellow. I put that milk in them to make them fluffy. See that pretty light yellow color? That's what you want. Alright. Now you can see I've still got oil to my pan. So, we don't need to add any more. If you felt you needed oil, put you another tablespoon of oil in there. It won't hurt anything. I might just throw a little extra in there so you can see how it does. Just a little, whoop, tablespoon of oil. Now I know you're saying, whoo, she didn't measure that. It's okay. I got a good eyeball for measurements. I'm usually pretty close, and in this case, it doesn't matter that much. All right, so we've got our medium-high heat. I'm going to throw my eggs in here. Now, the secret to omelets and getting them evenly cooked is this. When you've got them, you'll let it sit for just a minute so it starts to get a bottom to it. Any bubbles that come up, you're going to pop. And what you're going to do is slowly just kind of run it around your skillet like that. See what I'm doing here? Just kind of run it around until you get some buildup on the sides. See how it's built up? And then you're going to take that buildup and scrape it down. You just go around it, scrape it down. That's how you get a more even omelet. You just take that buildup, go ahead of the ring that you're doing, and scrape it down. You see I've got a bubble forming in the middle. I'm just going to chop through that and run some egg across it. Chop through the holes, chop through the bubbles, run some egg across it. See, that's super simple, isn't it, guys? Super simple way to make omelets. Like I said, we're just kind of scraping down our sides, and we're going to tilt it around and get it on the sides again in just a second. So watch how we did it. Alright. Go around here. Get my egg down a little bit. Got some more bubbles forming in the middle. The middle is usually where you get your bubbles, because it's hotter in the center of your pan. But if you do what I'm showing you and cut just kind of chop through the bubble and run your egg across it, you will get there. Now this egg is going to cook pretty fast because we got it on medium-high heat because I didn't want to fool around this morning. I got 10 minutes left on my bacon and my biscuits. We're going to have a good old breakfast in about 15 minutes. Because that'll be about the time I got everything served up. So, we've gone around, sloshed it up on our sides, cooking it down a little bit. Alright. Now we are getting close to that time that everybody dreads when they're making omelets. Now, Julia Childs always says, be fearless. And she just takes that skillet and flips that sucker. I can't do that. I'm not Julia Childs. And, of course, everybody knows she's not doing that anymore either. But it's okay. Now, at this point, if you want to make what is traditionally done with omelets, you'd be putting your toppings inside of this raw egg and doing it. But if you're like me and you're funny about raw egg, and I always have been, I don't like eggs sunny side up. If I eat fried eggs, they're fried hard, which means you pop the yolk and do it. Alright, so we want to make sure, you can see, I can move my omelet in that pan. Y'all see that? Here is my trick to omelets. I take a pizza pan, slide her out on there. See how easy that was? And I want to cook the other side, so I'm going to throw my pan on top of it. Here's where you have to get your oven mitt ready. Okay? 1, 2, 3. There's my conviction. Look how easy that was. See that pretty omelet down in that pan? Right on over and over onto it. Now, at this point, this is where you want to put your cheese down on your omelet. And you're probably saying, ooh, she dirtied up that pizza pan for nothing. I'm serving this puppy on that pizza pan. Y'all don't know. Alright. You're going to take your cheese, and you need quite a bit of it. Like I said, I'm making a 6-egg omelet. I got about 2 cups of cheese I'm putting on this puppy. So, you're going to put your cheese down in the center. Now there's a reason for that, is because that's going to hold all the rest of your toppings in that omelet. I like cheese, y'all know that. If you've watched this channel ever, you know that. So, alrighty. Now, at this point, if you want to make sure the bottom of it is getting browned, you just lift her up. Look how pretty that is. Can you see that? Look how pretty. See? Alright, folks. So we know our omelet's done. Then make sure it's nice and loose. And that same method, slide it right onto the pizza pie pan. Okay, we're going to turn off our our stovetop. And I'm going to grab out a fork. You see all that cheese, you're saying, well, it's not melted yet. It's okay, don't panic. I got you, kids. I got you. All right, you ready? Here comes the good part. We're going to make sure that we spread all those peppers and onions and mushrooms right on top. Look at all of that. Ooh-wee! And it smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could see this and smell it. All right. Throw those peppers and mushrooms and onions all on top of there. Ooh. And I have stoplight peppers in this, just to let you know if you're wondering, those aren't green. Nope, I've got red, orange, and yellow. Because I am one of those people who has a sensitivity to green peppers. And it gives me the most wicked indigestion you've ever had and heartburn. So, I learned a long time ago that stoplight peppers do not give me that heartburn. So, I've used them ever since. Anytime it calls for green peppers, I make stoplight peppers. All right, guys. So as you can see, I got all the goodies out of that bowl. Right onto that omelet. Okay? And now comes the classic omelet fold. You ready? Fold one side up. Fold the other side up. And that big bad boy is ready to serve. How you like that? All right, we got a few more minutes for our bacon to come out. And our biscuits are going to be done too. And then, shortly thereafter, it is time to eat. So, I'm going to go ahead and take a break for just a second while our bacon finishes up that last 5 minutes. And we'll come back to you in just a minute. Y'all hang tight. Okay, folks, we're back and our bacon is done. So we're ready to pull that off. Now look, if you're wondering, I've already drained the grease off of my bacon. And what I do with it is I put it over the dog's food. So Miss Abigail, the dog, sure does love her bacon grease on her food. Now we've done a pound of bacon. We've got that nice pretty omelet. I got 6 biscuits running. And it's going to be a heck of a Christmas breakfast for us. So, if you've enjoyed this video, and see, I like my bacon pretty crisp. And you see how nice and crisp that oven makes it. All right. And I always put foil on my bacon pan because it just makes it easier for cleanup, makes it easier to deal with. If it sticks, you can peel that bacon right up off that pan. Simple and easy. So, that is our Christmas breakfast done and done. So, if you've enjoyed this video, give us a like. If you are so inclined and think this might be right up your alley, subscribe and hit that little notification bell and you'll know every time we upload a new video. From all of us to all of you. We hope you have a great rest of your day and a fantastic week. Thank you so much. Y'all take care now. Bye. Save a place for me.